Hi, welcome back to Top Tips for Black Students in Higher Education. My name is Dr. Jasmine Dowding, and I am sharing with you over 20 years of experience of working in UK higher education institutions. I have worked at all levels. I have taught undergraduate students, I have taught postgraduate students on master's programs, I have supervised master's dissertations, and I have supervised doctoral thesis, and I have been an internal and external examiner for PhDs. So I'm coming with a lot of experience. So my tip for you today is to attend the tutorials. Every lecturer has on their workload time to provide support for students in terms of tutorials. Now, I am aware that even when I was lecturing and would set up tutorial times, many students don't take advantage of those tutorials. Often because they're too busy, sometimes because they think, I'm doing all right, I know what I'm doing, I don't need to go. But the reason why I'm going to emphasize this for you as Black students is because one of the things that you need to be able to do at university is to maximize the opportunities, to maximize the benefits that are there for you. Often Black students do not feel that they belong on a university campus, particularly if you are attending a university or you are part of a department where you really are in the minority, where there are not very many other Black students or Black lecturers. And that can have a bit of an alienating feeling, and it can add an additional layer of stress and an additional layer of pressure and an additional layer of discomfort, especially when things happen and you're questioning, okay, is this how this lecturer is with everyone, or is this how they are with me? Why are they like that with me? Is it because I'm Black? So that they are some of the questions that run through our minds, right? When we encounter something unusual or uncomfortable or difficult in another person, or how another person is relating to us or treating us. So my advice for you is to make sure you go to the tutorials. Now, sometimes lecturers will tell you when they are having tutorials, and other times they will have an open door policy. They will say, these are my office hours, this is when I'm available for you to pop in and see me. Usually I would suggest that you drop them an email or have a little quick chat with them and see if you need to make an appointment to go see them. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because in my very first video, I talked about establishing a support network, and that's very important on campus, amongst your peers, and in your community at home with your family and friends and so on. You need to build relationships with your lecturers. They need to know who you are. You need them to know who you are. So if you have questions and you've built a rapport with your lecturer, it's easier to go to them and ask them questions, or drop them an email and ask them questions. So building relationships, building a rapport with your lecturer is important. Now, lecturers are very busy. You know, sometimes they have 200, 300 students that they're managing, dealing with. So they are busy. But if they have said, I have a 10-minute or 15-minute tutorial slot that you can sign up for it. And when you go to that tutorial, you can go to them having looked at the handbooks, looked at the program guidance, that if you have any questions that you're not sure about or you want clarification for, that's where you share it. The other thing that's where you ask the question. The other thing that I would advise that you do in the tutorial is if you have mitigating circumstances, maybe that might not at that point be affecting your studies. But let's say, for example, you have 2 children. when you go to your tutorial, you can mention, actually I've got 2 children, they're in primary school, or they're in nursery, or one is in nursery, one is in primary school, and so I'm here doing this course. Or if you're working, I'm here doing this course, but I have to work because I need to work in order to help pay my bills or help to fund the course. These pieces of information are helpful and useful. I think particularly if you have a personal tutor, universities call them different things. So maybe a personal tutor, a professional tutor, an academic tutor, or advisor, academic advisor. Whatever the name is, this person has been assigned, you've been assigned to that person. So share that information with that personal tutor, academic tutor, academic counselor, whatever they call it. Do share with them who you are, why you're doing the course, and if you have questions, come with questions. If you need clarification on the deadlines, the submission dates, need clarification on the outline of the program, the requirements, do ask those questions. And I would say take the time out to ask. Because sometimes we don't ask and we think, oh, well, I'm fine. But it's useful to ask, because sometimes what tutors will do, they'll give you additional information that might not be written down, but they'll give you more information and more guidance to help you to understand better, or to understand more clearly what the requirements are and what it is that you need to do. So that's my top tip for today. Make sure you go to the tutorials. Sometimes there'll be 2 or 3 across the academic year, but definitely go to the one that's very early on. Get to know your tutors, and they are there. They're supposed to be there, and many of them are. They're great. They're very supportive, there to support you on your journey to your degree.